Hello and welcome all to Throne of Dice. I am Steel Viper and this is Dark Souls 3, second episode. We pick up literally where we last left off. As far as the video goes, you might notice and be wondering, last time we stopped, you were embered and you had that fiery look to you and your clothes shimmered. Yes. So I decided, between clips, to try and practice on my parries a little bit and just kind of grind for a few more souls. Mistakes were made, and I rolled off the cliff. So that is why we are no longer embered. My bad. On the corpse, we find a little broken straight sword. It's pretty useless as far as an item goes. Little hint telling us how to open the menu. I feel like, though, if you've reached this point and haven't opened the menu, I don't know, like, I always hit all the buttons when I start playing a game, so I feel like opening the menu is something you learn to figure out immediately. See, you can see my parry skills at work. I'm just trying to parry anything now. Just going through all of the little guys on the way to the Firelink Shrine, which is at the top of the hill. And there's a few decent items to pick up on the way. A straight sword with a broken blade. The weapon is of no exceptional qualities. Only made... It's not a good weapon. We'll just leave it at that. I lost track of where the best hollow to kill is, and I forgot what side, or how far up the hill he was. And there he is, just waiting on the edge for you. You might think I'm about to kick him. That's what I meant to do. It's not what I did. I didn't tilt the joystick enough, and I just swung. So my bad. But I just kind of thought it was funnier that I almost fell off in the process. That was me there, reconsidering my life that I failed to actually kick him off the side. Yeah, like, should I really be doing this? All the hollows down here to the left usually will get triggered if he had the high ground. It happened. They'll usually get triggered if you come up the bottom at the same time. But if you come from behind, you can usually keep it to one-on-one. Ignoring the arrow in my arm. Got another Cleric's Sacred Chime. Which we will be able to equip as soon as we level up. When you run around this side, always be careful, at least low level, because there is that dog who is gonna try and surprise you and knock you off the hill. Nice little ember. I slowed down because I couldn't quite remember where the next enemy was, and you're not going to see it right now because I take him in. I don't fight him right now. I level up before I try it. He is a bad dude. I just wanted to get everything on the outside before I went in. Almost forgot it was there. Nice little homeward bone. Super useful. We have finally arrived at the Firelink Shrine. Officially. Notice that shiny up there. We will be getting that in a couple minutes. You're not I mean, not that you're not supposed to be able to get it until you get the key, but there is a way to get around that. Talk to the Firekeeper.
Welcome to the Bonfire, Unkindled One. I am a Firekeeper. I tend to the flame, and tend to thee. The lords have left their thrones, and must be delivered to them. To this end I am at thy side. Ashen One, to be unkindled is to be a vessel for souls. Sovereignless souls will become thy strength. I will show thee how. Ashen One, bring me souls plucked from their vessels. Ashen
She's the
One,
best.
to be unkindled is to be a vessel for souls. Sovereignless souls will become thy strength. I will show thee how. Ashen One, bring me souls plucked from their vessels. Farewell, Ashen One. May the flames guide thee.
She is the NPC who will help you level up. She will give you kind of just background like story information a bit.
Pleasure to make thine acquaintance.
The Handmaiden, a Shrine Maiden.
I am but a humble handmaid of the shrine. Weapons, armor, trinkets, and spells. I've lots of little things to ease the burden of a weary traveler. And yes, I'm undead too, but not so charitable as to give my goods away. Ashen One, fetch souls and bring them to me. As is thy wont, no?
There is a rumor in the lore that she is one of the hags from the beginning of Dark Souls 2.
My wares are not to thy satisfaction.
I do not know if that's true, but I'd love to find out the answer if that was, if like where that lore is.
Is it not our sorry fate to sup on death?
Basically, if you find Ash out on the adventure and bring it back to her, it opens up her inventory.
Knowest thou of that soppy gossip? That cordial intrusion layeth the path to embers. And so thou art in need of a soapstone, Ashen One. Then thy pockets will overflow with souls to trade to me.
Whenever you beat her, or not beat her, whenever you beat a boss, typically their armor becomes available through her once you come back. Bosses, major NPCs like that invade. It's a neat little feature that you can come back and then pick up what they were wearing. When you first talk to her, you should grab a large leather shield, because we are going to do something with it in a couple minutes. The fading souls, all those little souls, you can either crack them for the animation, or you can sell them, which is a little bit faster, and you get the same amount of souls either way. So it just comes down to, do you want to see the cool animation, or do you just want to get rid of them quick? Typically, I will do the animation, but I wanted to show you guys that you can sell them for the same price.
Be sure to bring more.
In the back of Firekeep, we have our helpful Blacksmith, Andre.
Well, a newcomer, I see. I am Andre. I serve at this shrine as a humble smith, forging weapons. You're in search of the Lords of Cinder, I trust. A toilsome journey, I'd wager. You'll require good arms. Let me smith you weapons. I am a smith, such is my purpose. Weapons and protection are sturdy enough by and large, but when overused, they'll eventually break. When their durability is low, repair becomes a necessity. Use a powder, or simply rest at a bonfire. But should chance impel them break, bring them me. I'll hammer them back into shape. They take no pleasure in breaking, I assure ye. So handle them with care, if you would. There are two ways to smith weapons. Simple reinforcement is one, and infusion the other. Reinforcement is straightforward. It strengthens a weapon without altering its property. Infusion is a more advanced form of smithing that infuses an element. Reinforcement requires titanite, and infusion requires gems. Bring the stones, and I'll do the smithing. It's my purpose, after all. In battle, your weapons are your only friends. Forge them well, and they won't let you down.
Get the hoorah gesture.
Another matter. Infusing weapons with gems requires a special kind of coal. My humble coals won't be any use infusing more unusual gems. I know, it's an awful shame, but it's all I have. Oh, please don't give me that look. Believe it or not, I'm quite thin-skinned.
It's my favorite line of dialogue from him.
Oh, by the way, if you find any Estus shards, bring them here. They can be used to reinforce either of your Estus flasks. Without those flasks, you'd want for life or focus. And they'll always stay with you. Why not treat them well? Weapons and protection are sturdy enough by and large, but when overused, they'll eventually break. When their durability is low, repair becomes a necessity. Use a powder, or simply rest at a bonfire. But should chance impel them break, bring them me. I'll hammer them back into. They take no so. Pretty be careful.
I have never actually broken a weapon, or, I mean, I've gotten close, but I've never actually broken one. But maybe that's just because I stick so closely to bonfires, or the fact that I either run heavy magic and I rarely use a weapon, or I'll play a character that is very heavy weapons and he has a bunch to switch from.
Ah, another one roused from the sleep of death. Well, you're not alone. We unkindled are worthless. Can't even die right. Gives me conniptions. And they'd have us seek the Lords of Cinder and return them to their moulding thrones. But we are talking true legends, with the metal to link the fire. We're not fit to lick their boots. Don't you think?
Get the collapse gesture from him. He's so happy. He just can't contain it.
What a sick joke. Asking us to seek the lords of Cinder and return them to their moulding thrones. We're talking true legends, those who would link the fire. We're not fit to lick their boots. What a sick joke. Asking us. We're talking true.
Hawkwood the Deserter does have a quest that you can eventually complete. It just takes way through the game. Each of the thrones are the thrones for the Lords of Cinder that we saw in the opening intro. You do not see this one, though. And the game does that on purpose. We do already seem to have one lord here, just hanging out.
All that unkindled, and a seeker of lords. I am Ludleth of Coiled. Look not in bewilderment as I say. I linked the fire long ago, becoming the Lord of Cinder. If substantiation be thy want, set thine eyes upon my charred corpse. This sad cadaver, no need to be coy. Have a closer look. Knowest thou of our purpose? 5 thrones will take 5 lords as kindling for the linking of the fire. The fast-fading flame must be licked to preserve this world. A reenactment of the first linking of the fire. So it is, I became a Lord of Cinder. I may be but small, but I will die a Colossus. Knowest thou of a 5...
It wasn't until I talked to him the first time that I realized that the lords that we're seeking are all lords who have already linked the fire, and that the bell didn't just wake up us, but it also woke up them in hopes that they would link the fire. Every time you get invaded, a seed will drop from the tree, and if you use the seed when you're invaded, it makes the world hostile to that invader. We don't have the key for the tower yet. It costs 20,000 souls from the Shrine Maiden. And there's the animation. There's a ladder that we can get later once we got the key. However, you can get some of the stuff right now. You have to run off of the tree, run and jump off the tree. It's not the easiest thing. I considered myself lucky that I got it on the 4th try. Pick up 3 homeward bones. Now, there is stuff if you go further around, but the more important stuff's on the inside. Just walk really carefully.
Me, Picklebee. Me, Bumperum.
That shiny was a nice Estus shard. Very nice present to find. You can leave stuff with the crows. Certain items, and they will leave you things in return. One being a firebomb. Depending what you leave, you either get a pumperum or a pickle DP. From that, we got a nice large Titanite shard. Some of the higher smithing stuff a little bit early. Prism stone. Twinkling Titanite, which you can use to level up special weapons. And a Homeward Bone. I think it's another Twinkling Titanite. Oh no, it's armor. You get the call over gesture when you have given them 3 things. Get some iron bracelets, which if we were a caster would be great, but we're not. So it is unfortunately not super, but I'll show you that in a sec. This is why I said buy the large leather shield. I don't know why I go back and forth. This is the one for more Twinkling Titanite. Then over this way, you have a nice illusionary wall for one of the best rings to start the game with. Notice with the treasure chest, when you see a treasure chest, take note which way that chain is facing. If it's to the back, it's okay. But there's nothing wrong with giving it a smack just to be sure. Covetous silver serpent ring. I will pretty much have this on the entire time I play. Unless one uses Twinkling Titanite, which reinforces those weapons without unraveling their inherent strength. You'll find it. Come on. There we go. Iron bracelets. Said to be the bracelets of a Knight of Sunlight from a previous age. They're just nice bracelets if you didn't start with some of the better armor. But for us, they're not handy. A silver ring depicting of a snake that could have been but never was a dragon. Fallen foes yield more souls. Snakes are known for creatures of great avarice, devouring prey even larger than themselves by swallowing them whole. Basically, you get a higher percentage of souls when you kill things. I think it's 10%. I usually try to line this jump up a little better, but it doesn't super matter. It's not going to kill you. There's one last thing we have to do in the shrine before we can really move forward with the journey.
Ashen One, produce the coiled sword at the bonfire. The mark of ash will guide thee to the land of the lords, to Lothric, where the homes of the lords converge. Very well. Then touch the darkness within me. Take nourishment from these sovereignless souls.
I picked up this habit from watching a YouTuber named Blue Lizard Jello. Whenever he would go into level, he always puts everything into Vigor first, just to see how many levels he could actually get. And I've just always done it since. 2 Dex and 1 Faith. The Faith lets us use the Sacred Charm, or Sacred Chime, and the Dex just boosts our spear damage.
Farewell, Ashen One. May the flames guide thee.
Takes me a second to get to the right side. It has a higher rank in faith scaling, and it has a much better special ability. Rest of the bonfire, everything gets healed. Your HP, your FP, your Estus Flask, and your Ashen Essence Flask. And any consumable item that you had more of gets replaced. Or refilled from your back stock.
'Tis good to see ye in good health. What needs smithing this day?
Almost forgot I picked up that Estus Flask, or Estus Shard.
Prithee, be careful. I don't...
Now, we are going to go back to go down the path we did not take in the first episode. But that is going to about wrap it up for the first half of the Firelink Shrine. I will see you back here in hopefully 2 days for the second half of the Firelink Shrine. As always, thank you for joining. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and I will see you guys next time.